guys, welcome to another beer review. I was going to be recording this video on my DSLR because I wanted it to be nice and pretty looking, but I'm having major issues trying to get the focus correct. And although this isn't really a milestone video and it has an intro and it's going to be all edited together, it still is a special video that's been a long time in the making. And basically this is just a video to show my appreciation to everyone who has supported me, who's watched me, who's encouraged me, who's thumbed up, who's shared my videos, tagged me in Facebook posts, sent me beers, given me their thoughts and opinions, and of course to the guys who I've actually got to meet in real life, especially the Manchester trip with Paul, PABrewNews, Rob from Hopzine, Craig from Kent Beer Reviews, Harry from Bluenose Beer Reviews, Stuart from GingRealAleTrail or GingRealAleTrail, and then of course we've got James from RampantLionReviews, who I've met twice now. And yeah, I talk to these guys on a daily basis, and they've become like that to me. They really have. Those are guys who I will love and adore for years to come. And yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of a beer appreciation to all the, even though I'm not really a big fan of the term, all of the beer geeks out there. And of course all my brethren and sisters over in America, and then we've got the guys in Canada, Average Joe, Chris Lysak on the 10th, Lee Russell, Greg Bylog, Nick from Maxwell Star, who else have we got? We've got Rod J, we have got just so many people, and I feel awful not mentioning everybody that I want to mention, but I would be here all day if I were to give a massive thank you to everyone. But just anyone who I encounter on a regular basis with these beer reviews, you guys mean a hell of a lot to me, and you guys watching this as well and commenting and supporting the channel.
You're just all fucking amazing people, quite frankly.
And of course the people who brew the beers, and the people who sell the beers and distribute the beers and put on events, and all of the people I've met when I was in Germany, the guys from Beretta and the Regensburg Craft Beer Festival, the guys from Yankee and Kraut, Pirate Brew Berlin, you know, the people I've dealt with like Beer 52 and all of these wonderful people who I've come across thanks to something that comes in bottles and cans. It's such a rewarding hobby for me, and I thought I would dedicate not one but two beers to you guys, and those beers are from the wonderful folks over at Mikkeller. We've got the Beer Geek Imperial Stout, and then we've got the Beer Geek Flat White. So of course both of them are clocking in at 7.5% ABV, and both of them are brewed with coffee, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, gourmet coffee, oat flakes, roasted barley. Yeah, and of course with the flat white there's the addition of the lactose in there. And of course I've already had the Beer Geek Brunch, which was one of my favourite beers from last year. That was just such an absolutely mind-bending beer. You know, we've got a cult classic here and another highly regarded beer from one of my favourite breweries, and just look at the awesome artwork from Keith Shaw on these two. So yeah, Beer Geek, and I thought I'd dedicate these beers to you guys out there who just make this whole hobby that much more entertaining, because the great beer is one thing, but it's the company, both in a literal and metaphorical sense, that just make this so much more satisfying. So the regular Beer Geek has a best before date of the 10th of the 11th 2027, and the flat white has a best before date of the 4th of the 10th 2027. And I realise I've got sriracha on my finger, which makes me look like I've stuck my finger up my arse, which I can assure you I haven't. And of course I've got a black pen all over my hand from when I was doodling at work. So I've put no effort at all into my appearance or the presentation of the video, aside from a fancy intro with a typical trip hop beat behind it. I think you've all come to know and love, fingers crossed, the faults in the way I do beer reviews. But yeah, anyway, I thought I'd do a little bit of a vertical and just see how this goes. And I'm off tomorrow, so I thought, why not? Anyway, I've waffled on for way too long. We've talked about the ABV of both beers. Let's just get them open and see what we get. So, double fisting. I do enjoy that quite a lot. Anyway, lovely smoky action coming out of the flat white compared to the regular one, but that really means nothing to me. So, going to be pouring them into the two tasting glasses, one from Hop City and one from Dark City. Of course, the wonderful festival hosted by Northern Monk, which I was hoping to go this year, but unfortunately I couldn't get the time off work and my funds were a tiny bit tight, especially after my pilgrimage with my beer brethren to Manchester, which was very, very messy, and there are videos on the Manchester Piss Up channel that I will regret, I can't say it properly, until the day I die. But no, it was only good fun and definitely worth it. And these were kindly liberated but given to me by the wonderful Harry from Bluenose BeerVentures. So anyway, without any further ado, let's pour them. So I'm going to be pouring the regular Beer Geek into the Hop City glass. So let's see what we get with this. That's got a lovely glug to it. Nice fizz as well. So there we go. So the Hop City has got the regular Beer Geek. And then in the Dark City, we're going to pour the flat white. So I'd imagine they would be identical in terms of appearance, since it is the same beer, just with different ingredients. So I think the Beer Geek series was one of those that really put, or helped put, Mikkeller on the map. And I am a big fan of Mikkeller, as some of you guys have seen from the amount of reviews that I've done in such a short amount of time. Because of course I signed up to the Beer Geek, or was it the Beer Mail, Mikkeller Beer Mail, which I haven't done for quite a while, so I might do the top tier box, because some of the beers that Mikkeller have been releasing recently have just been fantastic. And if you're interested in any of the Mikkeller Beer Mail options, my referral link is down below. And I appreciate everyone who's clicked on those so far, because every now and then I keep getting emails from Mikkeller saying, congratulations, someone has used your referral code. So I've got like about 5 boxes worth of discounted beer waiting for me to claim. So a massive, massive thank you, and I hope anyone who has used the links have been enjoying the beers that they've been receiving from the boxes. But I tell you what, I can smell these beers from here and they smell absolutely wonderful. So we shall start off with, of course, the base beer, which it's pretty much jet black. Well, not really, it's a really dark oakiness to it. I mean, yeah, when you hold it like that, of course, off camera, Peter, when there's not too much direct light, there is a lovely sort of dark brown oakiness to it. And the head was, well, you can see on this one, a lovely sort of black coffee, sort of mocha looking head. So it's reminding me of your breakfast coffee already. So let's see what we get on the nose of the regular version. And it's so lovely and laid back. It's not in your face, it's not pungent in any way. I'm getting a big oatmeal character from this one. Sort of like the milk of like a ready breck or porridge, that sort of thing. You get a very subtle coffee tone in there. There is a very slight dark berry character also. But it's so nice and balanced. Chocolatey, biscuity, you get a bit of Horlicks in there as well. Just so smooth and velvety on the nose, if you can smell smooth and velvety characteristics. So next we're moving on to the flat white, which of course same colour. It does have almost like a melted milk chocolate look to it actually. I mean, on camera it's a bit more saturated and it does look jet black, but there's like this brown sheen on both of them, which sort of looks like really dark chocolate milk mixed with coffee. They look fantastic in these small glasses. So let's see what we get on the nose of this one. Okay, you definitely get that milkiness with this. I mean, I have had a flat white a couple of times. Not my favourite variation of a coffee, don't get me wrong. It's a little bit too subdued for my taste when I'm drinking a coffee. But you do definitely get that impression. You're getting all those same characteristics. This like smooth, warm, comforting sort of comfort blanket of subtlety. A comfort blanket of subtlety. Put that on your next beer label, Mikkeller, and give me more referrals. Yeah, so nice and balanced, chocolatey, porridgey. You're instantly thinking of breakfast when you're smelling these two beers. You really, really are. And you could probably actually drink these with your breakfast, but don't do it on a work day, because that'd be very, very naughty. It's the subtlety that really works, and that milky chocolatey. I would say the most satisfying, but it's not. There's not much in it. Would be the flat white. Anyway, both smell really good. So let's give the regular Beer Geek a taste. So cheers to all you wonderful, wonderful people. Cheers. And you know what this is? This is just a simple coffee infused oatmeal stout. Big coffee notes straight away.
And then of course, let me just alter the soy boy aspect of the video.
Big coffee notes, big coffee bitterness. It's like a black coffee. You're getting that slight oatiness, that's like oaty milky sort of flavour in there. It's not a really sweet beer. It's got this sort of like sweet cakey spices in there. Yeah, it's not the most exciting beer. It's not in your face. It's not riddled with adjuncts. It's just a simple, subtle, well-balanced and well-brewed oatmeal stout brewed with coffee. And the alcohol is masked really, really nicely. It's like a slight smokiness on the back end as well, but no harshness whatsoever. You do get those dark, steeped berry notes in there as well, like those dark sort of woodrow fruits as well. Sort of like the things you get in like a Black Forest Gatto. Big hits of cinnamon and ginger as well. Yeah, that's a really, really nice, simple beer. So, let's see what we get with the flat white version. Again, you wonderful people, cheers. Oh my god. That's just like taking it to the next level. That has that coffee there, but, and I think I've got, is that a bit of bacon stuck in the bottom of my gum? I hope not. But yeah, that coffiness, or coffee, is not as present, not as in your face. You're not getting that coffee bitterness. But yeah, you're getting that lactose blending with those other flavours really, really nicely. And it's got that sort of like frothy milk sort of character to it. That lactose makes the beer a little bit more smoother. It's not the heaviest beer, neither are. 7.5% in this world of these big bad boy pastry stouts. Of course they're not going to stand up to like a 15% Omnipollo adjunct Imperial Stout. But it's lovely, smooth and velvety. The flat white has this more, even though it's not again in your face in any way, it's simple, reserved, but it's got a real sense of like a luxurious velvetiness to it, which the regular Beer Geek doesn't have. So the great thing is, even though it's not like vastly different, it's not like, oh, it's just slightly different. It's that perfect what you expect from it. Almost got that sort of like vanilla pod character in there as well. It's a little bit more fragrant in that berry character. The coffee notes in that are just absolutely wonderful. Don't get me wrong, these two beers don't hold a candle to the Beer Geek Brunch, which was just like adults melted chocolate. It was just, oh my god, that was like almost sludge, just so decadent and divine. But these two beers are still absolutely fantastic. And that lactose makes all the difference. It's always got this like marshmallow character coming through as well. But you're getting all those flavours that you got in the regular Beer Geek. But then some fall off slightly, and then like the sweetness gets accentuated a bit more thanks to that lactose. And they've incorporated it perfectly because you're not getting any sourness in there. It doesn't linger, it just makes it a bit more smoother, slightly sweeter, like you've sprinkled some sugar on your Weetabix, let it all absorb all that milk, and you've put it in the microwave so it's got that like sugary crust on top. That's absolutely wonderful. This I could happily drink. Well, both I could have for breakfast. Let's not beat about the bush, Peter. Imagine having Canadian bacon and then caramelised in the flat white. That's a beer experiment that I need to try. But yeah, this flat white, it's like breakfast coffee when you're not trying to get like that oomph in your step. Out of the two, my favourite is the Beer Geek flat white. Lovely sweet roasty tones in there as well, so it's got this slight caramelised nut character. But the regular Beer Geek, going back to it from the flat white, it's got more of a char character. It's got more of that like coffee in your face, like espresso, wake me up in the morning. So I'd personally drink the Beer Geek, the regular Beer Geek, if you're a little bit late for work, where you'll be there on time, and if you've got a couple of hours to spare in the morning and you want to just go with the flow, then I'd start my day off with the flat white. But two completely different drinking experiences, but at the same time not too far removed. And I think the Beer Geek base stout that's mixed with that coffee and the oatmeal is just awesome. You know, it's one of those ones that would stand the test of time no matter what the trend would be at the time. And then the flat white just takes it to that next level. But for me, the best one that I've had out of this series so far is still the Beer Geek Brunch. That was just, I cannot put into words because it was quite a while ago now, just how decadent and just indulgent that was. And I really want to try more of the Beer Geek series because, like I said, that base stout is just fantastic. So if I was to rate both of them, I would give the regular Beer Geek probably a 7.5 out of 10, and the Mikkeller Beer Geek Flat White, I'm going to give that one a 9 out of 10. That's lovely. It really is. Both are really nice. Both highly recommended. It's like with Mikkeller and the regular porter, a classic, no matter what like the sort of variation on that style might be. And I think they've got like a core selection of beers absolutely laid down, and as experimental and as creative as they can be. I mean, they're churning out beers, so many beers throughout the year. It's great to see that a brewery like that, who, much like Jess Franco, churned out lots and lots of films each year. Not all of them winners, but under that like myriad of films, comparing a beer to Jess Franco, what have I become? You've got these like lovely standout beers that are simple, they're classic styles, and then they've got enough quality and they lay the foundations.
I can't stop looking at the sriracha on my finger. It's really quite distracting.
But they've got this sort of like, they've got the fundamentals, they've got the, what am I looking for? It's like with the, another film reference, like Dario Argento with the Giallo. There was already the Giallo there, the foundations, but then Dario Argento laid new foundations on top of that, and people came to that and did their own thing. And I think Beer Geek is one of those beers. Its reputation precedes it. It's one of those ones that I'd heard of a lot before I actually got to try it. And yeah, it's a classic. And what they're doing with it is just absolutely fantastic. So 7.5 for the regular Beer Geek, and did I give 9 for the flat white? Yeah, that's what I'm going to stick to. So of course, if any of my friends and fellow beer tubers have reviewed these beers, then I'll put their reviews down below. Check out everybody that I've mentioned in this video. Check out my Imperial Stout playlist. Check out my Mikkeller playlist. Check out Mikkeller. Use that referral link. Get yourself some discounts on some really good beers. Check out Keith Shaw. Fantastic artist. And hopefully you'll stick around and watch more reviews from me. And the raw footage of this video has come to 24 minutes. So I think this is one of those jobs with my shitty internet where it's going to take like 10 hours to upload. But you guys are worth it. And yeah, I raise these 2 glasses to all of you who have crossed this beery path with me, and long may it continue. So if you've tried either of these beers or any of the other Beer Geek series, then let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. And yeah, thank you for sticking with these ridiculous, unfunny gags that I have, this horrific quality of video, and my incessant, pointless rambling throughout my career on BeerTube. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. It humbles me that I've still got the interaction when I'm uploading these videos. And it's the conversation, it's the company you keep, and it's the beers that I get to share with people. And I'm very much looking forward to my next meetup with anyone who's involved in this weird and wonderful world of beer geeking. Beer geek, it sounds like a horrible word, doesn't it? It's like a clique I don't want to be part of, but I'm happy to be part of. Anyway, I've waffled on for way too long, and I'm going to cut this video off there. So thank you all for watching, and I shall hopefully see thee later. Not said that for a while, for good reason.